This identity shift was a huge one because it really did contradict the identity I had of myself, that I didn't feel chosen or that people didn't like me. I had to completely abandon that and write a new story if I was going to believe that there were so many people who wanted to work with me. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast with me, your host, Jill Perrick, business and mindset mentor and imposter syndrome expert. I'm so freaking excited to tell you that the doors opened on Monday for my 12-week mastermind, The Fraud Squad. This mastermind is for you if you are in the 0K to 5K income range per month and you are ready to break through to your next income level. This is a 12-week mastermind and we are doing the deep shifting work and taking fucking action inside of the Fraud Squad. At the end of the 12 weeks, you'll be showing up authentically and your content will be totally unfiltered to reveal the true you so you can magnetize the people who are meant to work with you. You will be visible as fuck, doing Instagram lives, speaking, podcasting, and you'll feel confident being known for what you do. And this will all lead you to signing dreamy fucking clients into your offers. You are ready for this mastermind if you know there's magic inside of you and you're ready to let it fucking out. You are ready for this mastermind if you have so much to say but you filter the fuck out of yourself. You are ready for this mastermind if you're done comparing yourself and watching other bitches have what you want. Finally, choose yourself and join the Fraud Squad. The doors are open now. The investment is $2,222 for 12 weeks of 90-minute mastermind calls, a mastermind group Voxer chat, and the online mastermind portal, which you'll get access to right away when you join. The investment, like I said, is $2,222. And if you pay in full, you get a bonus one-to-one call with me. But there's also an extended payment plan for only $555 a month for 4 months. So head to the link in my show notes to join or DM me on Instagram at YourCoachJill if you have any questions at all. Now let's get into the episode. Juicy, juicy, juicy. That's what this podcast is today. I love all things identity and mindset. You guys know this. And today we're going to be diving into the 3 identity shifts that I made to scale past 5K months. And the way that your identity changes as you make more money is the same, if not more important, than making the money itself. And I'm not talking about receiving a certain amount of money, right? Like I'm talking about actually being the person who is bringing in 5K plus a month through your business when there was a time when you could have never imagined making more than 2K or 3K a month, either through your business or through a job. It is a total identity game as you scale your income and as you get bigger and bigger and start playing into different numbers, and your identity has to align with the money you're making or you're going to sabotage it. Been there, fucking done that. So let's get right into it, okay? I had to believe and shift my identity to the fact that there are so many people who want to work with me. Not just 1 or 2 or 3 or just who is in my audience right this second. That more people would see what I was doing or stumble upon me and genuinely want to work with me without needing to know every single thing about me. And here's why this shift was pivotal for me. It became easy for me to believe that people wanted to work with me after they got to know me. But it was a whole nother level for me to think about people finding my work and deciding to work with me just from that. It meant that not only was my personal brand strong because they felt like they could trust me, but also my content and my messaging was strong because they believed I could solve their problem, which is so fucking cool that we can do that through how we show up and the content we create. So for me, This identity shift was a huge one because it really did contradict the identity I had of myself, that I didn't feel chosen or that people didn't like me. I had to completely abandon that and write a new story if I was going to believe that there were so many people who wanted to work with me. I also had to stop seeing my business as an option and believe that I was growing a business. Like I wasn't just a coach or just some girl on the internet selling coaching. I was a business owner. And this brought up a lot for me. I definitely resisted this one because I was like, hello, I do take it seriously. However, my actions weren't 100% aligned with that. So before I scaled past 5K months, there were some things I saw as optional, and I would actually prioritize other things before my business. I would say that I was going to go live or that I was going to create a week's worth of content to prepare, but then I just wouldn't. I also didn't organize my money properly, even though I was making it, because it didn't feel legit enough to do that. Hey guys, I hope you're loving today's episode. I am just taking a brief pause in today's episode to share with you a client testimonial. These testimonials are either from group coaching clients or clients who are in my one-to-one coaching program. And I can't wait for you to hear how I have changed their lives and their businesses for the better.
I worked with Jill for a full year, and in that year, I went from being super stressed out, always thinking about my business, constantly living in scarcity and fear that I was doing something wrong, feeling like the energy I was putting in wasn't enough and that I needed to stress out to make money, to allowing things to flow effortlessly and calling in what I want and having space for my business. And I think the best part about working with Jill is that not only does she coach you through things, but she teaches you how to coach yourself so that you come out of it with the tools you need to continue the work beyond working with her.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Now let's get back to the episode. I remember calling the CRA, which is the Canada Revenue Agency, and I was asking about the tax that we have to pay on our income because I needed a number for it. And I was like, damn, I'm really doing this. I'm really running a motherfucking business. This was bigger than just me posting on Instagram. And I think that's where some people who aren't taking action or they're just putting things off sit. Like they see their business as a hobby, as a whatever, as something fun to do. And if that's your vibe, then go for it. But for me, I wanted coaching to be my full-time job sooner or later. I didn't want to sit on my dream for too long. I wanted the life I wanted right then and there. So I could see me posting on Instagram as a fun little hobby, or I could see it as a legitimate business practice that generates my income. And this doesn't change by bringing in money. You guys, you intentionally have to think this way. And I want you to feel into this right now. I am a motherfucking business owner. I solve a problem for my customer and I am the person they go to help them do it. I bring money in through my business. I am the person who generates income through my business. This is a huge identity shift, especially if you have a full-time job, right? Like it's so easy to kind of be like, this business is my side gig, la-di-da. And like I said, if that's your vibe and you would like it to be a side gig forever, then by all means. But my clients are like, I want coaching and my business to be my full-time thing. I want to make this shit happen, right? So this one, like I said, was huge for me, really stepping into the identity of being a business owner who makes a lot of money and is running a legit business. And that means not seeing business tasks as an option or not a priority. And then lastly, I had to step into the identity that my thoughts were leadership thoughts. And this one is a little nuanced, so stick with me here. The energy that a lot of people come into the online space with is not knowing what they're doing, which makes total sense. Like you're a new entrepreneur and you're figuring out how to market and sell online, and you are also building a personal brand and you're like a little baby deer trying to figure out its legs, right? So it's natural to have thoughts or opinions and question them or discard them because A, you don't think that other people have these thoughts, or B, you think that you are wrong. For example, when I started niching down on imposter syndrome for entrepreneurs, I'd have all of these unique thoughts and ideas around why it comes up for entrepreneurs and what it looks like. However, I didn't share them even a quarter as much as I do now because I thought that the only information that I could post had to come from a book or a research study or someone had to straight up tell me I have imposter syndrome and this is what's real for me. I didn't see myself or my brain as capable of ideas or thoughts or opinions that could be shared without a scientific definition or a textbook to back me up. But being in the identity of a leader is also being in the identity of having leadership thoughts. Believing that what you think and what you know is worthy of being shared and is going to feel right and correct for your people. Like even something as simple as last month, I shared a podcast episode about how I don't necessarily handle objections about money. And because I see myself as a leader, as a business coach, as someone with thoughts that matter, I shared that episode versus counting myself out and being like, I can't say that. This isn't right. What do I know? That this opinion isn't valid. No one is going to share this opinion with me, etc. So this helped me scale past 5K months because my content was getting more direct, more specific, and showed my audience that I had opinions to share. And scaling past 5K months means selling more of what you're selling, confident selling high ticket to your audience, being visible and known for what you do so you can magnetize dream clients to your offers, and creating amazing content that sells dream clients before you even speak to them. We do this in the Fraud Squad, my 12-week mastermind that is for coaches and online service providers who are between 0K to 5K a month so they can break through to their next income level. The doors are open to enroll right now, and you can join for only $2,222 or 4 monthly payments of $555. The link is in my show notes to join, or you can send me a DM at Your Coach Jill to ask any questions you might have before you join. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to learn how you can work with me, where you can buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and how to get on my email list for free. Screenshot this episode and add it to your Instagram stories, tagging me at Your Coach Jill. See you next time.